Howdy there, Cowboys. Welcome back to another episode of OGR, baby. As today is game 25 as the Edmonton Oilers got their asses smacked into another universe. And Cowboy Peyton is here to make an OGR for you guys. Welcome everyone back. I found my little cowboy hat that I won during my intramural hockey, kind of like beer league hockey practically, and I won MVP, and then the season got canceled. So today I decided let's wear the cowboy hat instead of some other hat, so hopefully this looks good and I look like an absolute dumbass in this video because the Oilers got absolute clowned against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we got swept in 3 games. McDavid wasn't able to put up one single point in these past 3 games, and I give it tips to Toronto. They were able to do a great job of shutting him down. Big reason why was TJ Brody and Morgan Riley. I think that was their biggest defensive pairing all night long, and I mean, you could say Hall and Muzzin as well. You could definitely say that they were playing great all night long. Just their defensive core and even their forward core. I mean, Zach Hyman, I wish I had Zach Hyman on the team, man. The way that he's just such a pest out there. He's such a good first line guy. And honestly, they played a really good game. I give it to Toronto. They really outplayed us in those past 3 games, and I'm glad just the series is done and over with. Oilers fans, hopefully will start calming down after losing these past 3 games. And I will straight up tell you this, that the Toronto Maple Leafs were just the better team in those past 3 games. The Edmonton Oilers did bring their A game. I thought they played very, very well. It's just the Maple Leafs played a better game. They really did. Like, the Maple Leafs, they shut down McDavid. They practically shut down Draisaitl the entire series as well, making him very frustrated. And they overwhelmed our defense. I know a lot of people were giving Ethan Bear hate. I was actually reading a couple articles on it. I was even giving Ethan Bear a little bit of discredit because he was having a bad night. But it was kind of his first night back as a top pairing defenseman alongside of Darnell Nurse. And we're going to get into some of these defensemen later on in the episode. But I want to talk about Tyson Barrie. That's the one person I'd like to highlight in today's episode. And same with Caleb Jones. I like to talk about Caleb Jones as well because he was making a couple big mistakes. But we'll get near that until the end of the episode when we're finished reviewing all the goals because there was a decent amount. I don't remember every single one of them. The Jimmy VC goal. That was just a bad one. VC was on a line change. He came in. It practically went through Boyd and Spencer, or Spencer made a pass through the net. I think it tipped off of Boyd, but it got right to VC, and he scored his 3rd, and then he scored another one in the 2nd period, and then John Tavares with his 7th, McKilliev with his 3rd. Nuge, this was actually a really nice goal. I don't remember most of the defensive plays because, there's been so many goals. I can only remember a slight few. And even then, honestly, every goal that even did happen was the Toronto Maple Leafs working their asses off to get the puck, overwhelming our defense, and then taking them over, grabbing the puck, finding a wide open man and getting a goal. Because usually once one of our defensemen cracks, usually the other defenseman goes, and then usually we're stuck with having 3 guys on that one puck, and then it leaves up a wide open net, which a lot of those goals did not end up happening just like that. Nuge does get his 10th of the season, though. Something for us to cheer about. I was like, maybe this could be like a comeback, but you look at the game, you knew this wasn't going to happen. It was a nice rebound there by Nuge. That was the only goal we were able to score. It was a big old juicy rebound. So you knew nothing like this was ever going to happen again. You would have legit had to play the most defensive game against the Toronto Maple Leafs to make sure that you were only able to, them score 1 goal and then hopefully keep it a close game throughout the entire game. And you knew that just wasn't going to happen. William Nylander with a toe drag. This is one where I'm going to talk about. We're going to come back to this one because this is Jones and Barrie combined. And then Hyman got his 7th of the season in the 3rd period on the power play. Just was tough, and no one was covering their man again. But this was dumb to me because I don't understand why we need to, lay down all the goddamn time. So Caleb Jones, he's playing defense. William Nylander, the most lethal goal scorers coming up against him, right? And I'm saying that because Nylander does have a very nice shot in the NHL. He's a very good player. And Jones, why lay down? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And then Tyson Barrie's like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know what to do here. I'm just going to go, I don't know. Tyson Barrie, honestly, I gotta say, is one of the worst defensemen on the team. He gets beat in every single puck battle. He gets, every time someone touches him, he falls down. Sure, he's good on the puck, but that's the only thing he could do. He misses the net entirely most of the time. I'm pretty sure he would have about 5-6 shots in this game, but he only has 2 because he missed every single shot. On this goal, Jones decided to lay down and, you know, missed his, like, poke check, which it would have been better if he was standing up playing the body instead of, you know, fucking laying down like a fucking stupid idiot. Why lay down when you could have stepped up on William Nylander, especially when he's the top goal scorer for the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the lethal goal scorers for this team? You don't fucking lay down, man. Come on, bruh. And then Barry, why the fuck are you sitting there watching like a goddamn idiot? I don't know what you're doing, Barry, but man, you are horrible. You are horrible defensively. You can't shoot the puck. I mean, Evan Bouchard shoots the puck better than Tyson Barrie. And the way that Dave Tippett honestly coaches this team is so frustrating. He's like, know what today? Cahoon's not in lineup. Let's throw Neil up on the first line. Neil? Oh my god, yeah, let's throw Neil up on the first line and expect him to be like the 20-year-old self that he used to be. He's not there anymore. Neil is nowhere to be found. Neil EXE is fucking gone. The application's gone from James Neal's brain, apparently. Like, he deleted his smartness. Like, he's throwing the puck out and giving turnovers away. I mean, my lord. James Neal, yeah, it's practically throwing Lucic up with McDavid, right? Like, Neil is definitely digressed this year. He's not the same player. He only has 2 goals, 5 points, and 2 power play points this year. 1 power play goal in 12 games. Not as great as what we were seeing last year, and that was expected. I was expecting James Neal to drop. But still, I didn't expect Dave Tippett to be an absolute dumbass and only play Jesse Puljujarvi 10 minutes. Was an absolute joke. I love Archibald and Ennis. I think Archibald and Ennis are great, but when you put them all alongside of McDavid, I think it was a good line. But why put Archibald when you could have put Puljujarvi there with McDavid and Ennis? That would have made more sense to me. I think the McDavid, Ennis, Archibald line was doing very good. They had some really good opportunities, but I still feel Puljujarvi would have been a lot better. I was seeing him make great defensive plays throughout that entire game, but yet he was only playing 10 minutes, and it makes absolutely no sense to me. Also, we didn't get any power play time either, which I was a little clueless on. I felt like there could have been a couple calls that could have went our way. I mean, it wouldn't have done us any good anyways, but Tyson Barrie, I gotta say, once again, horrible defensive playing by him. Not playing Puljujarvi on that top line with McDavid and Ennis. That's what I would have done. I know it would have made our depth a lot weaker, and that's just the thing. Chason took a very stupid thing to do and kind of sacrificed our depth. And when you do something like that, we're going to suffer like this. And we certainly did. We definitely, even Nygaard. Why not play Nygaard up on the top line too? If you want to keep the Ennis, Kara, Archibald line, I mean, even Jujar has been kind of horrible lately. He hasn't really been producing anything. He's just been bashing the body a lot. He did some dumb stuff offensively. We still need that third liner no matter what. Even if Jujar has some quick glimpses of being that third line guy that we need him to be, he's never going to be that type of guy for the Edmonton Oilers. And Mike Smith, he had a rough night. When he tries to show his emotions, it seems like this is one of the worst nights that Mike Smith could possibly have, is when he's showing his emotion. And not saying that's showing your emotions bad, but when Mike Smith sees that his team is not doing, he tries to get them pumped up, and usually he sacrifices his own game and his own positioning to try to get the team going, which ends up being, 6 goals and like what, 21 shots or 5 goals and 21 shots or something like that, because he had it out back in the third period and they for some reason didn't throw Koskinen. I mean, I understand why. You're probably resting up Koskinen for the game against Calgary most likely on Saturday right now, but my lord, man, something needs to change here. And I love that the Dynamite went back together with the Draisaitl Yamamoto Nuge line. I really enjoyed that line, but I think honestly we played a good game. There was some components that we need to work on defensively, of course, especially with Nurse. He was making some big mistakes majority throughout the game. He was definitely being overwhelmed, and I think that was the Toronto Maple Leafs game plan, is go out there, overwhelm our top defenseman, Darnell Nurse, because he's nowhere near a top defenseman. But I hope that they do Nurse and Bear for the next game. I don't know why they put Barry alongside of Russell. It's like putting two dumbasses, Dumb and Dumber, alongside of each other, and that's the type of defensive pairing you get. And then you throw Jones, and it just gets even, like, it's a little bit of an upgrade, but still Dumb and Dumber, because Jones, I don't know why they put Jones alongside of Barry. Absolute clueless, but Jones has been struggling, at least from what I see, analytics-wise. He hasn't been looking too bad, but I think he's just been putting up alongside of bad defense partners, because he got ripped apart this game, too, in Caleb Jones. But I expect to come back. I don't think we're going to be too bad. I hope we are able to get a win against Calgary, and then we got a couple games against the Ottawa Senators. So we should be able to bounce back. I mean, we're a far reach from getting first place in the division now, especially with 3 wins in a row for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We would have to expect them to, lose the next 5 games for the Leafs, but I don't see that happening. It's a bummer, but it is what it is. We just got to keep moving forward, and hopefully that when we face the Toronto Maple Leafs the next 2 times, we're able to beat them. So I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the Mr. Cowboy Peyton here, boys. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.